Speed Force Racing and a finally returned to stream. We haven't streamed now since Malaysia, which is 3 weeks ago. Oh no, you're testing my knowledge. 3 weeks ago, I believe, as we had a break for the England game during the World Cup, which apparently was terrible, and I wasn't available for the Japanese Grand Prix, as I remember what I'm going on about. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, I have to introduce a new co-commentator just for this race, and be kind, it's his first time. I'd like to introduce Invader Zippo. Hello, Zippo.
Good evening.
How are you tonight?
Nervous, but excited.
That's brilliant, mate. Alright, so, let's hope that you're actually being picked up on the stream, because I can't check right now. So, in the last event, Zippo actually watched it. So, who was the top three?
You had Noek, GP1 Hamilton, and AJ to the P were the top three.
That's brilliant. Can you tell us a little bit about the race from what you saw, seeing as I wasn't around?
It was quite a spread out race. From what I obviously been on board one person, I could only see the one drive the whole time. But yeah, it seemed quite spread out. Noek won it by, I think it was 11 or 14 seconds. AJ, I think, was 3-4 seconds behind GP1. It was quite a good race. AJ got held up a little bit, but I think that was dealt with, and it was a good race from what I saw.
Brilliant, sir. And during that I managed to check if you're on stream, so that's good. I hope that I'm spectating, because I can't remember if I clicked go or not.
I remember I definitely did, so we're good.
Well, if I'm not, it's going to be an interesting stream. So, welcome to USA. And Zippo, I am not spectating, I'm apparently racing this week, so this will be fun.
You are racing. Well done, you.
Yes, I am.
It's going to be a retirement straight into the pits.
I will be retiring because I misclicked every button known to man. Man, you can tell I'm having a good day. They don't get this type of commentary anywhere else.
No, you won't.
Just put a message in the chat to the guy saying I don't know how to use my PS4 because I'm an idiot. So, at least now we're going to see what the what the weather's going to look like.
You will get a sneak preview
make sure,
of the weather. Unfortunately, I won't.
Make sure you skip the intro here.
Yes, I've been done for copyright on about 4 occasions this season alone.
I hate that. Hopefully they'll sort it out in the next game as I punch my microphone. So, it might mean that Zippo might have to get thrown into the deep end and actually do lights out, because I might not be able to see it as I'm in a Red Bull. Oh, this is brilliant. So, the weather for this race, it's got interesting. Qualifying, it's dry, but during the race, 45 minutes in, so a little bit towards the end of ours, it will be wet.
Oh, interesting then.
Well, it will begin raining, we're not sure. So, let me just retire from the session. Once again, I am an idiot and I don't know what I'm pressing. Honestly. You can tell I'm having a good day this week.
We have movement in the pits already. We have a Mercedes coming out.
Yes. So, it's just turn all of this back on.
Could be Noek. It is. It's Noek coming out down the pit exit, and away he goes. Followed by a Sauber, I believe that is.
Yeah, you'll get to know it. That I believe that's GP1 Hamilton in the background. So, just running off what will probably happen at race. Yeah, just running off what will happen at race start. I will most probably be starting from the back, so I've got to wait for people to go through Sector 1 pre-retiring because it will mess up people's races. Yeah. This is an old system I used to run in a previous league that I commentated on, so I apologise and I have to take a whipping later from the admins for this mistake. As migrating hosts, we've lost a...
Chopper has left the session.
Okay, that might that might spell that we need to do a restart, seeing as we're losing drivers.
Yeah, everybody is leaving this session. Is that because you are a racer?
I am not sure. I've not got any message.
Everybody is leaving. Hopefully it's not our internet.
No, it's not our internet. If they're all leaving like this, it means that it's something else. Lee's gone. Okay, brilliant start to the league. Brilliant start to the return. Quick problem, guys, need to restart. Okay, so we will leave this lobby and we'll have an extended chat. So if you just quit to main menu, please. We will have an extended chat.
There we go.
I've got one little picture of what looks like a Red Bull. It's probably mine on there. I'm not sure what's happened there. People are just going restart. They kicked me out of my car. It seems like it might have been an issue from TTG Maze. I'm not sure what happened there. So we're doing a fast restart, which is the first I believe we've done in Speed Force Racing. So we've got to wait for everyone to do a quick restart. This will show, firstly, this will be a good test for the admins to see what's going to happen where they get able to do a quick turnaround. And it looks like we've already got invites ready.
I'll say we won't be doing a one shot because it was only a few minutes in, so
we definitely will not be doing a one stop.
Right, interesting mix up the weather now, though.
It definitely will be, and we won't know about it.
Unless they do a custom weather and keep the weather the same, of course.
No, I don't believe they will. Sorry about the stream going blue right now. I just need to invite Zippo. The Zippo stream will go blue.
Yes, it will. Now it has. And we are back in.
Alright, this time I'm going to make sure to press spectate.
Yes. I'll make sure I do, so I don't end up getting in the car this time. There we go, we're good.
I've never seen a glitch like that. So what I can understand from this is it looks like Maze has been kicked out of his car, his Red Bull. And it's not me that's been kicked into it. That's the thing. I don't think I was in that car. I might have been, but I don't. No, I was. Oh, that's odd. This game, quality game.
No, because you got blood and sand. Was you in a Red Bull at the start?
I was in a Red Bull at the start, so I'm not sure what's happening here.
So did you take?
Welcome to the 2-hour stream of us two not knowing what the hell's going on.
It's only happened on my first stream. Oh, at least I'm not as.
No, it's alright, mate. The first time I live streamed, I got kicked out of the lobby due to an internet bug back on 2016.
Oh wow.
So they had to do a fast restart and everything, and then the entire server died due to certain drivers not being in the lobby after I got re-invited in. So there was a whole crash. This is nothing.
This is just minor.
Yeah, oh yeah, this is mine. This is a quick, fast restart and a brilliant job from the SFR admins again, and a rare insight into how to fix everything down after one measly little mistake with everything. So, USA. Love it or hate it.
It's going to be second time, not third time lucky.
Hopefully not. Hopefully we won't have a major incident that involves a major restart. We almost had one of those earlier on in the season, but I don't dare admit which race, as I was involved.
Oh, I see.
No, I didn't crash anything.
Was you to blame?
No, actually, it was concluded that there was no incident. It was a racing incident. To be honest, I was on the other side of the track when it happened. Anywho, yeah, welcome to the race of everyone's lives. So, USA, do you love it or do you hate it, Zipper?
Love the track. Absolutely love the track.
You're on wheel, I hear.
I am on wheel
Aren't
now,
you?
yes. Yeah.
Yes.
4 weeks on the wheel now.
That's why you're right there, isn't it?
I used to like it on the pad as well, though.
I feel that progressively I've got worse on the pad.
Once I nailed the setup, Sector 2 or Sector 1, sorry, through the S's was fast. Near the end of the track, where you got Sector 3, the fast sweeping right-hander. I used to nail the setup for Sector 1, but Sector 3 it would go wide constantly. Now that I'm on the wheel, the track's really, really smooth. It's a lovely track. Not my favourite, but a nice track.
See, there's the argument. I feel that after progressively playing these games, what was it, since 2013 this track came in? Was it?
See, now you're testing my goldfish memory knowledge, you know.
Well, let's say 2013. I believe it was. Or was it 2012? I've got to find out now. I'm going to have to Google it. Everybody be scared because I'm Googling.
Yeah, I love Google. You can ask it anything.
I type in Cota and it comes up with Costa. Wow.
Well, are we talking about the coffee shop or are we talking about football here?
Costa's better. I am having a moment now. Right, ignore Google. Google has failed me. Alright. USA. Now, since it first came in, this is a definitely going to work stream. Since it first came in to Formula 1, I was really good at it. I really liked it. And as the games have progressively gone on, I've got progressively worse. And last season in this was my worst race here. Yeah, for the first 5 laps, for the first whole stint going through the S's, I was spinning.
Really?
The setup was golden. As soon as I got the soft tyres on, the setup was golden. But I just span all the time on the Ultras.
See, I find on a lot of tracks the Ultras are not a nice tyre to be on. I would rather
they're not a nice race tyre, are they?
No, they're not. Qualifying, they're okay. But for long stints, they're no good. I'd rather run a double super soft than go on the Ultras.
Definitely. So, that also brings us into strategy round here. Now, remember to skip this again.
Yep, done that.
Who's got PTSD coming? So, strategy round here, I believe, is an easy one-stop. Now, last season we had CBO land on pole, his one and only pole position, and I believe it was a lag incident off the line. I can't really remember, seeing as I was so far behind. So, CBO not here to defend his only pole position track due to other internet issues. So, we could see a new person on top here. Now, who, just from your limited knowledge of Speed Force, do you think will be Noak?
Yeah.
Instant gone Noak, have you?
Yeah, I've checked out all of his time trial times. He's rapid. There's no questioning of it. He is rapid.
Well, the German is just leaving the pit lane now.
He is. He's coming out the pits now. We have a car up ahead of him as well.
Yeah, I believe that's a Sauber and a Renault. So I believe if we just jump up, that's Marquez.
Yep.
VSR Marquez.
We have
Mr. Marquez, who had his
SG Graham behind him. Followed by Fletcher Boy? No. We've got a Red Bull behind. So that's blood
the method we do, mate. The method we do is we just deal with the first 2 drivers, know who the first 2 ones are, then the rest of them follow afterwards.
Fine by me. So Marquez is, so you go on board with Marquez if you like.
Yeah, I'm on board with Marquez now.
Whoever is out in second, which is SG Graham. Here we go.
Yes, that's Graham in the Renault, who is decidedly close to Marquez actually.
Yeah, it's a little
coming
bit
down
close.
this
You don't want to be that
long
close for a warm-up lap, really, at all.
No, you definitely don't. And you don't want, something I've noticed on Marquez, is you don't actually want to have your DRS open, because it does put a little bit more wear on your tyres.
It does.
Come your lap.
Now, I always run lean mix on my outlap. Always.
Definitely. You want to run lean mix, then hop straight up to 4, coming onto the start-finish straight, or just before it if you feel like shredding
max straight away. He's on max straight away. He's only got 2.7 laps of fuel as well, and he's still surprisingly close.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be this close, especially coming into this sector, because turn 1 here is interesting as Marquez now starts.
There, yeah.
Very close together, but VSR Marquez starts us off in USA for Speed Force Racing. So he comes onto turn 1. Turn 1, very difficult to get right, and yet Marquez nails it supremely. Now through towards the S's down here is where I normally spin out. Oh, there I go. No, I'm still over here in the commentary box. And he absolutely back end, a little bit squirrely coming towards the final part of the S's, but he's fine. Into this
very clean from Graham behind him.
Absolutely brilliant to hear that Graham is having a good qualifying lap. He needs a brilliant race after his qualifying ban was served in Japan, I believe. Yeah, his ban was served in Japan. So, Marquez onto this long straight. Now, Graham is possibly in the best position of any driver right now on track due to the fact that he has a slight toe from Marquez in front. Now, we all know Marquez is incredibly quick. All the races he entered up until Singapore, he won. So, can Marquez continue or want to bring his win streak back here at COTA, the Circuit of Americas, through this corner, which normally when I'm racing I yell traction, due to I don't have any through here.
Yeah, this is horrible round here.
Absolutely horrible, and the corner where Max Verstappen, I believe correctly, was penalised last year at the US Grand Prix.
Yeah, I would agree there.
Marquez running a little bit wide, where Sebastian Vettel likes to run wide, coming on to finish his lap at COTA, and goes for a 1 minute 32.1. 7, and S. Graham
36.4.
Now, was that him? Now look at that. Noah
wow.
Immediately dethroning Marquez. Look at that by 10.
Wow. Fletcher Boyer 133.6.
Now, for S. Graham, did he just stay too close to Lee Nell losing traction there? But did he stay too close to Marquez's back end, wearing his tyres too much?
He lost a lot of time down the DRS straight. A lot of time. Marquez just went. He was gone. I didn't really
There's
see
a lot
any
of damage
errors.
now as Lee Nell comes into the pits. There's damage though through the final corner. Now I'm not sure what's happened there, but it seems that a driver may have collided with someone. I don't think anyone has. It might have been that someone span up and hit the wall. So we're gonna have to keep our eye out for anyone with a damaged wing.
Okay.
So I am this is the point now in qualifying where you can go on board with whoever the hell you want. You can tell us how they're doing.
Okay, no worries at all. So we've got GP1 Hamilton currently in third with a 132.9. On board with him at the moment, hitting the first DRS straight now. And he is currently he's still on a fast lap. No, he's not. He's eased off. He's backed out.
Okay, so someone who has just started a fast lap though is Honey Badger down in the Williams. Honey Badger, who this season took a while to start. He struggled with dealing with first lap collisions and dealing with issues with his I think his wheel had an issue one race. I'm not too sure if I remember him telling me that or if it was a complaint to something else. And he just constantly struggled. But he's really picked up his act recently. He's had some good results and no first lap collisions. Hopefully, and I really hope for our dear Dutch friend, he can continue that into this race.
Indeed. Weed Nation's on a fast lap at the moment, but he is currently 3/10 down, I believe. So I doubt there's going to be any improvement there unless he nails his final sector.
I tell you what though, Honey Badger's just got a brilliant situation. He's come up behind a Haas, I believe that was SFR Chopper, and managed to get a huge amount of tow off him. So he's got a brilliant advantage towards Marquez in first his lap, who was obviously the first driver out without any tow.
Any tow, yeah. I mean, Noek's just gone faster again, I believe.
It's insane the pace of that Mercedes this season. So here comes Honey Badger. Where can he go?
Wow,
he's
he
a definite top 8 runner today. Shall we see where he ends up? Crossing the DRS line, opening it up, and he goes fourth.
Fourth. That's a good lap from him.
Definitely is. So let's have a look down at Ollie P.
Ollie P. He impresses me. He's on a slow lap. It looks like
Ollie P is actually a reserve in this league.
Is he really?
And Ollie P, I believe he's the only reserve that I can remember right now who has a podium to his name.
You've got AJ as well. He is a reserve, I believe. He got a podium last week.
He's rubbing that in his face because AJ's his champion. Ollie P and AJ, both solid drivers. Ollie P having a brilliant race back in Malaysia, the last streamed race, and AJ taking his toll and showing everybody that he is a champion, maybe not in this league, by getting a podium in Japan last race.
Obviously, I've raced with AJ for 3 seasons. On and off, he was a reserve for the first season, but he is incredible talent. He went from the pad to the wheel, and the transition that he's made was incredibly smooth. I know for a fact he was chuffed last week to get a podium against some of the fastest drivers on the game, I would say. It's a good league, very fast league.
It definitely is, and I'm sure all the admins would love that as I get a compliment about something that's definitely not to do with racing, so I will not mention it. So Carlos, he is the man that actually replaced me in the Haas team. He has impressed me with some solid... Who are you on board with?
Carlos as well, literally just got on board with him.
He's got some brilliant results. He's done better in this team than I have than I ever did, so I'm pleased that Haas have got a better driver in than me. I definitely was the Roman Grosjean for a bit. As he goes fifth, look at that.
Fifth fastest.
Absolutely brilliant.
Now we've got Marquez is coming out on his outlap, so he's going to try and
look to
dethrone Noek with 3 minutes to go.
Definitely are. As now we've got to pop down to TTG. Oh, this is going to get difficult because half the drivers have changed their names. Mays, who's actually, I believe he's running a new helmet as well this season in the Red Bull. Finally getting into match it. Yeah.
He usually runs a baby blue and black helmet, if I remember rightly.
Yeah, he transitioned from the Mercedes crew after losing his drive there and heading down to Red Bull. Now, I believe, has he just abandoned his lap? No, he's not. He's keep going. He had a massive snap coming through traction. And I will always call that traction because it sounds awesome. It also sounds like the word tractor, which is too fun to say. Now May's coming down towards the start-finish straight, cracking his Red Bull round the corner, opening DRS.
To start his
and it was an invalidated lap. It's an invalidated lap.
Was it? I thought that was his outlap. Oh, AJ to the P is now on the outlap, so I'm going to go on board with AJ in the Pink Panther of the Force India this week.
Oh, beautiful car, that Force India. Not as nice as this year's car, but you know, it should be interesting. Team Stroll, that may be called come 2019 or possibly the end of 2018.
Yes, there's some transfer rumours going on, isn't there? Yeah, well, you know.
Yeah.
If Daddy's cash flows towards Force India. 1 and 2,
we have a yellow flag. Nothing important. I believe I was just a spinner. I was quite I had quite the chuckle of a little meme of Lance Stroll standing next to his dad going, "Daddy, Williams is boring. I want the pink one now as Fletcher Boy retires."
He wants the pink one now. No damage,
Fletcher Boy, who ironically is running a pink helmet, has retired on track. He doesn't think he can do enough. That's not a good qualifying for the champion, by the possible champion-elect.
So, what, a win tonight, is it, that will become champion?
No, there is no way that you can win the championship right now. I believe that will come down to Mexico next week if we get a good fight. There's 75 points remaining, and he needs 65 to win, and that'd be Noack anyway.
Oh right.
Oh, I think the Gort has just invalidated his lap. Oh, that's unfortunate for him. A man who actually won last time out. Brilliant drive from the Gort in Malaysia, showing that he isn't just a number 2 driver to Noah. He can win races too.
Yeah, again.
Comes up now behind his teammate, who's on the ultra soft still. The Gort does improve his lap, just does not improve his position.
He did. He went from P8 to P7.
Oh, did he? I do apologise.
Yeah, AJ was P7 on board with AJ at the moment as we go through the S's.
Yeah, we have 20 seconds to go. Let's have a look at AJ, the man who unfortunately missed his debut as Noack has left the session.
Oh, that could be interesting.
This is just got interesting with 6 seconds to go. If Noack does not get back into session, then he may not be starting from pole, and pole may go to VSR Marquez.
And Marquez is currently going on through the S's on a fast lap at the moment.
We see a big chunk of drivers from 5th to 7th who don't think they can do enough. AJ currently flying, hoping that he can improve on his position of 9th place. Humber going 10th and Weed Nation 11th. 3 reserves in this race. Ollie P, AJ to the P, and Weed Nation, all reserves, all hoping to prove something. AJ wanted to prove that he's not just a one-time one-trick pony at Japan, hoping that he can have a good result here as Alan Kay retires as well. AJ coming towards the final sector, going slightly too wide for my liking there. Not invalidated though, because that corner doesn't invalidate. He comes over the line, cracks open DRS, and he goes 6th.
133.52, almost 3/10 faster than his original time.
That's absolutely brilliant. As now,
I
you see Mercedes getting out of the way. Yeah, he's getting out of the way of VSR Marquez. Can Marquez, the man who won every race until Singapore, can get into pole position ahead of Noah, who I don't believe has rejoined the session. Can he do it?
DRS wide open, goes over 132.2,
He crosses the line and he takes it.
Whole position, 4/10 faster than Noah.
A full 4/10 as the Gore enters the pits, being the last driver. So, pending any penalties and Noak's returning, the grid stands at VSR Marquez in first. Once I get the rest of it up, I can find out where everyone else is. So VSR Marquez in third, and GP1 Hamilton is second, excluding Noak right now as he hasn't rejoined. Honey Badger in third, Techno Thriller in fourth, AJ to the P in starting fifth, Carlos in sixth, Fletcher Boy in seventh, The Gort in eighth, Humbug in ninth, Weed Nation in 10th even, sorry. 11th is SFR Chopper, 12th is Maze, 13th is Smelly Badger, 14th is Alan K, 16th is Lee Nell, 17th is Ollie P, 18th is S Graham, and I believe I don't know who the last couple were. Now that has all been moved up due to Noah possibly not being here. Now, a little bit of egg on your face there, because you said Noah was going to be on pole, and he was going to be on pole if he had either finished that lap or not had made that mistake of not leaving the session.
I'm
not sure if he's going to get back in.
He hasn't rejoined. If we look at the times on the people on the side, he is not in the session.
He is not, and number 44 is back over the Mercedes garage. No one else seems to have been linked, so I'm not sure if this is an issue with the lobby,
or if it's just his own personal internet.
Noah has just put in the chat he's disconnected. To that, he's looking for an invite. We can't invite him due to us being in the session. I think that has just sparked the end of Noak's ever chance of winning this race, which is unfortunate because we could have had a brilliant race here.
We could have done. I'm currently on board with a McLaren.
I've not entered the grid yet. So, formation lap here in Speed Force Racing as we get ready for race start and the green lights here in USA. So,
whilst we do
Marquez leads us away.
Formation lap, I'm going to
What on earth is happening over there? Do you see drivers' helmets stuck out their cars?
I believe that might. Oh yes, yes I do. Yes I do. There's a Red Bull.
It disappeared now for me.
With a triple head.
Well, this game. Okay, so VSR Marquez leads away. What am I doing? Position changes for lap one. Leads away. GP1 Hamilton from Honey Badger to Techno Thriller to AJ to the P, Carlos GB, Fletcher Boy, The Gort, Humbug, Nation, Chopper, Maze, Smelly Badger, Alan K, Lee Nell who's on the grid, Ollie P who's on the grid, S Graham, Uzi, Blood and Sands. Oh, this is going to be a cracker of a race now. This is thrown open.
Who's just been disqualified. See, one driver to definitely keep an eye out for, I think, would be Ollie P. Down in 16th, but his tyre management is very, very good.
Definitely is. Ollie P obviously can have some fun in this race, but this track is not easy to, as we see the Toro Rosso and the Sauber almost side by side coming down the straight. They're putting on a little bit of a clickbait show for us down here in the commentary booth. Look at that, all the drivers, Marquez pulling them along, not wanting them to get ever so far away from him, wanting to keep his tyres as warm as possible.
See, this is the thing with the formation lap. Does it actually do anything?
I think it does. If you get grass on your tyres, I've had a time when I've had less grip on race start if I've run wide during the formation lap. But still, if it doesn't do anything, there is one thing it does do, it looks awesome.
Yeah, it does look good. I know for the new game, the formation lap's going to be crucial due to the new tyre warming setup that they've brought into the game.
Well, we'll bring that up during the race if we have time, as the drivers now line up to start the USA Grand Prix here at COTA, the Road of America, the Circuit of America, and a few more American jokes to come. Marquez on pole ahead of GP1 Hamilton. Hamilton used to starting on the front row just because of his name being Hamilton. Marquez used to starting on the front row because his name's Marquez. Let's get racing here and let's see what happens here at the Road of America in USA.
Driver's just getting ready.
So here we go. I've got an awful camera angle from these guys, but here we go. 3, 4, 5 red lights. The lights are out, the drivers are away now, and GP1 Hamilton having a little bit of a bad start now. He's going to be vulnerable into turn 1 as Fletcher Boy goes to the inside, heavily into the inside. There's Techno Thriller looking for second place. He's got tagged though by the Haas. No damage though.
Contact somewhere near the back, was there?
S. Graham has dropped down to 19th. I believe that might have been him. Now coming through the SSL1, someone's gone wide. That's Techno Thriller, the Season 1 champion. Ooh, that's lucky. That is very lucky there.
Close. We've got some front wing flying around near the back as well.
Definitely is AJ to the P and Fletcher Boy. AJ having an issue. AJ's gone. Where's AJ gone? That's Weed Nation. Where are you, AJ?
AJ has been spun. He's facing the wrong way.
He may have been tagged there as there's a McLaren in the background. I believe that's Lee now. Now, we're going to have to jump back up to Honey Badger, who's had a storming start. Look at the man in third, our Dutch friend. But we're going to jump down, to the Smelly Badger and who are you? Chopper, that's your name. They're going for a massive battle now. Oh, look at that. Is he going to make a double overtake? He is. Look at Chopper down the inside.
Chopper, yes, that was beautiful down the inside there. Very, very
brilliant move there for Chopper. Yes. Got a few more drivers making moves. Smelly Badger trying to hold it round on the outside of Maze. Has to pull out the move because he didn't think Maze was there. He runs a little bit on the grass. Here comes Lionel in the McLaren. Fletcher Boy down in 17th. Not sure what happened to him. Lionel wanting to make the overtake on the Williams, needing to make the overtake on the Williams for the points. Coming now, but he's got to watch out because he's got Alan Kay behind him. Alan Kay not wanting to lose any positions as Marquez sets the initial fastest lap. Blood and Sands passing S. Graham as we start the second lap here as Ollie P enters the pits. You can keep an eye on what tyres he goes on. I'm going to keep the position changes on the screen for a little bit longer as Yuzi enters the pits too. 5-second stop-go penalty for Yuzi. How unfortunate for him.
Softs for Ollie P.
So, and Ollie P looking to go long. Here comes Techno Thriller though.
Going to go on to softs as well. So both onto softs.
Keep my eye on the full timings. Techno Thriller now trying to get past S. Graham in the S's. S. Graham running wide. Wow-wee! Techno Thriller round the outside in the S's. Brilliant move there from him as Joshua Fletcher follows him through. Round is slightly disorientated as Yuzi retires from the session. That was in the pit lane, so that's perfectly legal.
He's out into turn 1 now. I don't believe they changed his front wing, so that's why he's retired.
Yeah.
Maybe?
That is unfortunate for Yuzi. Now, let's just keep an eye out. The closest battle on track is actually Alan Kay now closing in on Lee now in 11th. So to 1 and 2, that is Yuzi pulling off. Nothing interesting there, I don't believe. Here comes Alan Kay though, looking around the inside. Lee now locking up, but keeping it there. Look at that. Brilliant racing for the two of them. Techno Thriller and Blood and Sands having a fight now.
8 tenths off of the lead.
This is insane. Absolutely insane racing here in USA. We've got Fletcher Boy following the Season 1 champion, Techno Thriller through as Alan Kay closes up again.
Blood and Sand just behind Fletcher Boy as well. Slightly losing
a little bit of time. DRS is now enabled this lap. So, Blood and Sands will want to follow these two through because he knows they're quick. He can use them to side through the chaos. But Fletcher Boy, he'll want to pass Techno. He won't want Techno to get through. Now, we're going to go on board again with Alan Kay. We've got DRS enabled this lap. This could shake around everything. Alan Kay knowing that he's just as quick as Lee now. Lee now just being the better driver as Carlos goes for a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings of cutting the track.
You've got Maze 4 tenths behind Weed Nation at the moment.
Brilliant spot there, sir. So, we will keep an eye on them as we watch Alan Kay. Oh no, let's go down to Fletcher Boy, who's very, very close. I will look at who wrote in the chat in a moment. AJ and Chopper. Wow, look at this madness. Going to jump up to Chopper though. Oh, I'm going to have to interrupt you now, mate, because here comes Chopper. He's got to pass the Gort and Humbug with DRS. Humbug going defensive already. The Chopper not wanting to pass the Gort yet. He's on harder compounded tyres. Goes round the outside. Can he hang him out to dry? No, he can't. The Gort cuts that corner terrifically. That should Oh, there's a little bit of contact there, and I think Chopper has just lost his wing.
AJ to the P makes the move on SG Graham. A little bit aggressive defensive move from SJ Graham there, but the move has been made, and AJ up to 16th after spinning and being 19th. The Gort 1/10 behind Humbug.
We shall jump up and have a look at that. Now, the Gort has got the impossible task of having to defend and attack at the same time. He can do this. Humbug pulls to the inside early. Now, the Gort should follow him over, or he's just going to lose time to SFR Chopper. But he doesn't choose to follow yet. I need to get that down so I can read it in the chat. So, here we go. Thank you, Jade, for commenting in the chat. We miss you. Please get back in that Force India. We do miss you racing. Now, the Gort comes through the SFR Chopper, getting the 3-second time penalty. Stop me if you see anything, mate. I'm going to keep on going, and you know I'm not going to shut up. So, Sector 1 and 2, there's a yellow flag. Can you just have a look at Weed Nation for me,
Weed
please?
Nation is off the track, losing positions. I'm not sure if there was contact, but he's off on the grass at the moment. Currently down
Definitely
to 16th.
was.
Oh, S. Graham has now gone past 17th.
Oh, SFR Chopper has retired. Let's have a look now. Is that a crash?
No.
Oh, he's retired on track. That'll be a few more penalty points going to his name, which is unfortunate for Chopper. Here comes the Gort. Down the inside at the end of the DRS straight. Make sure he takes this corner correctly this time. Passing Humbug. Humbug is going to be furious he's been passed.
That's going to be Chopper. Nothing there. Back to the race here.
It's going to be unfortunate for Chopper.
7/10 behind Marquez. Still hot on his tail.
Look at that. Hamilton is not getting away from Marquez. Oh, wow, Alan Kay and Lee Nell having an absolutely biblical battle here. Through traction, through Max Verstappen's corner. Here comes Lee Nell round the inside. And the other McLaren's having a fight as well.
Wow.
Absolutely fantastic battling here. Techno Thriller losing the back end. Wow, Lee Nell, keep it in one spot, please.
Maze into
that McLaren doesn't need any more bills going up with a Honda engine in the background. TTG Maze takes the pit stop now. He should be going on to soft tyres. No, he's on to super soft tyres. It's interesting. That should be a 2-stop race then.
Now, just jumping back on board with Hamilton, he is now 4/10 behind Marquez. 3/10. He will have DRS slightly locking up there.
He definitely will. Now, TTL, wow, I'm so used to TTL names now. Here comes Alan Kay with a time penalty as well. Weed Nation in the pits as well. Now, is Hamilton daring enough to make a Daniel Ricciardo style dive bomb in Toro Rosso? He does not yet. He thinks, no, this is a long race, 28 laps, and we're on lap 5. Doesn't want to make a mistake.
So obviously with the battle in between Alan Kay and Lee Nell, it has allowed AJ up there. He's 2/10 behind them two now, so he's now joined the party.
He definitely has. I want a slice of cake. Is there going to be cake delivered? I don't know. Let's ask Alan Kay. As Lee Nell goes for the inside now. Is there cake involved? There is not. Alan Kay hanging him out to dry just a tad. Nothing illegal there. But around the outside on the approach to traction, Lee Nell. Brilliant drive from him to stay in 10th place. But can he hold it against AJ and Alan Kay? This is going to be a tough ask for the McLaren driver. Or is that look at how close the leaders are right now? We may have to leave them. Oh, Lee Nell cuts across. Wow, down the inside, and this is a pure drag race, and whoa, there's a proper fight here. Scalextric says AJ absolutely rocketing to the inside. Double dive bomb on AJ. I've lost him, and he's made the move stick. Or has he now? Lee Nell's got a perfect view for this one. VSR, Marquez and Hamilton are having a battle. Let's have a look at them. Hamilton comes out on top. Marquez, you might be good on 2 wheels, not on good on 4. Here comes, but here we go again. They're going for it. A pure drag race. Not a lag off Hamilton, no.
There must be a little bit lower downforce there from Marquez.
Definitely is. But you see, look how close. That was biblical, that battle.
That was
gonna have to drop down though to Carlos, because Carlos, I'm on board with Humbug. Carlos is going around the outside on the Gort. The Gort cuts that corner again. Now he's gained an advantage there, To be honest, oh, humbug,
there's
no!
contact. We'll bump into the
No,
wheels. You don't want to be
humbug.
making that move there. That's a bit
That
risky.
was not a gap, that was going to be opening. So I'm sorry, mate, but if you got past there, you would have happened to hand back that situation. Carlos now, ooh, that was close to them hitting each other's tires. Carlos is losing it. Carlos is gone.
He has gone. No front wing.
Oh no, for the man who I praised, and he's in the wall again. There's the rest of the wing gone.
Yep.
Make sure no one's coming on track, mate, because if you spin into them, they're not going to be happy with you. Oh no.
Lee now picking up a 3-second time penalty there. So
definitely the worst
pit,
situation.
or was he going to do?
He
the
definitely is. Now, shall we see Honey Badger a 3-second time penalty? Shall we see how Hamilton can close up on Marquez coming through the S's? But he's got to make it stick somewhere before. Whoa! Back ends. 5-second stop-go penalty for Carlos, adding to his woes in the Haas.
There was just no slowing down there. He just went straight into the pits. I think
that's such a shame for him.
Slightly steam coming out of his ears there.
Definitely was. A few more penalties. The S is claiming more victims. Now, Marquez will not have DRS. Hamilton will have DRS. Hamilton closing. There's not enough. There's not enough strays. There's not enough straight. There's a double lockup for the man who wants to have first place, who wants to beat Marquez on pure pace.
Just going on board with Mays now. 3/10 behind Ollie P.
Gonna drop down and join
Ollie
you down
P
there. Let's have a look.
On those softs, I believe.
Yeah, sometimes the soft tires just don't come to you.
So they take too long to warm up.
Definitely do. I've just got my cursor. Here. Hey, take us through this move then.
Mays opens up the DRS wing now, following in the slipstream behind Ollie P. Looking at the inside, but not close enough to make the move yet. Still behind Ollie P in 14th.
How unfortunate now. Now coming to the point back with the leaders where Hamilton is king. He's clearly king coming through. I'm getting a tad bit of lag off Marquez there. It might be because I'm running the party tonight as well. But here we go. Marquez,
as well.
Just a little less power coming through Hamilton as Humbug and Josh Fletcher start to have a battle. But we will focus on these guys because right now we've got Hamilton very close to the back end, still sliding a bit there. He's got a flashing pit light on his dash. The team wants him to pit. He's not ready yet. He knows he has to stretch this out and hopefully go one lap longer or one lap shorter than Marquez.
Technicolor setting the fastest lap of the race so far with a 1:32.6.
Look at that though, Marquez pulling away. That was a brilliant spot for the fastest lap. Marquez still pulling away. I tell you what, these lockups aren't going to do any help to the tyres for GP1 Hamilton. Poor him.
Locking up on quite a few of those corners at the moment.
Definitely is. He's pushing hard. Let's have a look at Humbug, who in the slipstream of Josh Fletcher doesn't manage to make a move as they're a little bit further away than we first thought. Let's jump down to Mays. Let's have a look at him. He's still
just made the move on Blood and Sands down the DRS straight. Those ultra softs, fresh ultra softs, no match for the super softs on Blood and Sands.
Definitely is not. Now we're going to see the reverse of Red Bull, hopefully passing a Ferrari versus a Ferrari who did already pass a Red Bull. It's a Danny Rick dive bomb for Mays. That did not pay off. He just was not brave enough on the brakes. How unfortunate. But at the lead again. These two titans of this race are fighting.
Mays picking up a 3-second time penalty there. Just cutting that corner very slightly.
Oh, Marquez has made a big mistake. Sorry to interrupt you, mate. Here comes Hamilton. This is the point where Hamilton is king. But Hamilton not able to capitalise on the mistake where Marquez cut one of the chicanes.
Still keeping up in front there.
He definitely is. Just having a look now. Here we go. Can GP1 Hamilton finally pass VSR Marquez? Marquez seems to almost like get a massive boost of turbo coming off that corner as he flies just that little few thousandths quicker. But here comes Hamilton. He's in the slipstream. He's starting. That's defensive. Weaving from Hamilton. That's weaving from Marquez, and that is unacceptable in my eyes.
Weaving, yes. Yeah, there's no need
that
to be doing
was very, very aggressive weaving from Marquez. I'm sorry, mate, but that position should even be thought about for that, and I think the stewards will be involved in that one because that was just unacceptable in my eyes.
Going back on board with
You
Mays
cannot
again,
wheeze.
still 3/10 behind Ollie P. Approaching the DRS straight now. He will have DRS. Rich mix for Mays. Much closer this time round. Ollie P goes defensive. Mays around the outside. Has the traction. Has the tyres. Ollie P very early on the brakes there. Mays move made for Mays.
Brilliant job for Mays there as our previous leader, as our leader does pit actually. So he pits for the soft tyres. Honey Badger following on in the Williams, pitting for the super soft tyres.
No, Honey Badger's
so
got softs
split
as well.
Oh, for the soft tyres, I
Yep.
stand corrected. Thank you for spotting.
That
now,
is the little
Hamilton,
tyre glitch.
yeah, that is the worst part for a streamer on this game. So, Hamilton is 70 seconds ahead. He has got to fly on these old Ultra Softs if he wants to stay ahead of Marquez, or Marquez has got to have some serious issues in his outlap. As Alan Kay, the other Toro Rosso, is now wanting to pass Honey Badger, who has just pitted.
Just a little look down into fourth now, due to all the pits. AJ is now in fourth, still on the Ultra Softs, making those tyres
Have a look
last
at who
a
hasn't
very long
stopped.
time. Even
The
after
drivers who
spin.
haven't stopped is GP1 Hamilton, Smelly Badger, AJ, and Alan Kay, who are the only drivers not to have stopped at this point in time. Now, you see, Hamilton is losing time to Marquez, which is unfortunate for him. But I tell you who isn't losing time to a driver. It's Techno Thriller on those ultra soft tyres. He's two stopping here as S. Graham retires.
He's
Now, I
retired in the
believe-
pit lane.
Yeah, that's all right. That's perfectly legal in the eyes of Speed Force Racing.
Just sat there in the pit, so he will be driving out very
Our leader
slowly.
pits. Our leader pits in the Toro Rosso. Now, where's Marquez?
Marquez
Marquez
is
is-
on the second to last corner, rounding the last corner now. On the soft tyres, where is Hamilton? Hamilton is now just exiting the pits, and he's gone on to a
could mean-
second set of super softs.
So, Marquez is back in control of this race. For my eyes, pending a steward's investigation. Techno Thriller
Techno Thriller
retires.
is
I
out.
believe that's in the pit lane as well.
No, he has lost
he's
it.
out.
He has lost it down the pit straight.
He has lost it on the inside, and that's the Season 1 champion who has had a torrid season
That is a
and
very
has not been
strange
able
place
to
to lose it
defend.
there, though.
That is strange and unfortunate, but Techno will not be able to defend this championship, and we knew pretty early on when these new fast guys came in, he was struggling. Now, here's an interesting call, the Williams pair. Smelly Badger in third position, and his teammate Honey Badger, the Battling Badgers, I believe their team is called, is in fourth. Now, will we see some team orders here, as they're on different strategies?
Yeah, Smelly Badger has not pitted yet. Honey Badger has, and I believe that was
Smelly
the
lets
team
him
order
through.
just then. Yeah, there we go.
Definitely was, and he's weaving to say thank you. Now, between teammates, I think that was fine, that little weave there. That was just a little thank you. If we were in GT Sport, you probably would have put your hazard lights on. I've been playing that game way too much recently.
I've just bought that game.
Quite
quite
we'll have to have a
enjoy it.
conversation off stream about it.
Yes.
So Smelly
we've got-
Badger still following his teammate, but Mays now, he's
Mays
stuck
on the
behind
back end.
AJ.
He is. AJ is now pitted onto the softs. Mays on the super
Going for the
softs.
safer option. Yeah, definitely is.
2 laps earlier.
Definitely as AJ should just have that initial bite of wear that will allow him to fly away in that Mercedes. Oh, so you're going to oddball with Ollie P because I don't know how to press the buttons on my controller. AJ in that Mercedes powered Force India, that beautiful Mercedes engine of 2017, pre the Ferrari, the current Ferrari dominance we have in Formula 1 should be reflected in the next game.
Yes, I believe.
But
it
look at
will.
that.
AJ has just left him now.
He definitely has, and that's proving that these soft tyres on that car are just a little bit better than the super softs on this Red Bull here.
No real close battles at the moment. The field's
No,
a little
there
bit
isn't,
more
so
spread
we-
out now that the pit stops have been done. GP
We are
Hamilton
gonna
is
go
still
on.
2.5 seconds behind Marquez at the moment.
Definitely is, and the gap is pretty stabilised right now as Joshua Fletcher is a little bit closer to the back of Lee now. Now, this will be a good team orders look. We've seen one for the podium, but we see one between the McLarens. Lee now looking to have a good result. They are on the same strategy, apparently, seeing as Joshua Fletcher is on the soft tyres but has the super softs on his car. So I assume that he's on soft tyres due to we're following what's on the board. Lionel's gone wide though, because here comes Josh Fletcher. Josh Fletcher, the possible man who could still win this championship ahead of Noah. Now, will Lee battle him? I think he is going to battle him. McLaren are not calling team orders in this race.
No, they're not. They are still battling, but around the outside goes Fletcher Boy up into P6.
Definitely was unfortunate. A battle in vain for Lee Nell. That's
Smelly
unfortunate for him.
Smelly Badger's into the pit lane.
Smelly Badger joins the pit lane squad. I believe he should. He could probably make it on another set of super softs, you know.
Soft tyres.
He does not. He plays the safe option and goes for the yellow walled soft tyres. So, coming into the S's, Lee Nell in the McLaren, hunting down his teammate in the other McLaren of Fletcher Boy. Will Josh, if he sees that Lee is faster than him, let him through? Or will Josh say, no, I'm fighting for the championship, I need these points?
It's when drivers have got to be quite selfish though, isn't it? If they're fighting for the championship, they've got to do what's best for themselves, as Fletcher Boy is closing on Alan Kay.
He is. Fletcher Boy sporting one of my famous. It definitely was sporting one of my famous actual Force India helmets in that car. I'm not sure why he's running a Force India helmet in a McLaren car, but you know, I just painted it for him as he cuts across him. Look at that. Perfect surgical precision. Little bit of a mistake there from Alan Kay, I believe, because his back end just doesn't seem to be there today.
Into fourth on the charge for Honey Badger now.
He's looking after Honey Badger, but he's got quite a gap there. He's got 11 seconds to cover. That could happen, but the battle we're looking at is slowly coming down at the top.
Yeah, and then we've got the Gort 5/10 behind Lee Nell. Gort and Lee Nell both on the soft tyres. As they turn round into the final corner. Is he
going to make a move into the final corner?
Yes, he does. Nice.
Look at that brilliant move.
What a great
Alan
move that
Kay
was.
getting it all
Seems
types
to be
of
a little
wrong
bit
there.
wide, yeah, a little bit lively there from Alan Kay.
So, will Lee now have a try back? He does not try a Daniel Ricciardo dive bomb as I would have done, but he's more sensible than me. That's why he's still in the seat in Speedwars Racing. Smelly Badger now closing in on the back end of Ollie P. He looked, didn't he? He opened the window. But now look at that, 3 drivers from Hamburg to the Gort, almost qualified, almost in just under a second. Seems Lee Nell has made a little bit of a mistake there. Just look at that, 2 seconds between the leaders. I have never seen someone stay this close to Marquez since Noah's been around here. So Smelly Badger still close to Ollie P. But we're going to jump down to them if needed as the Gort passes Alan Kay. Alan Kay, he's out of his element here. He's got drivers here, but he's not used to fighting. Or at least, not that I remember. I haven't done all my research again. Lee Nell, is he? Oh, he's not under attack as Hamburg misses his braking zone. This is insane battling here in USA. Oh, what do you see happening here? Is someone going to get frustrated and chuck it down the inside, causing damage?
There's a 4-way, 5-way if you include the Force injury of AJ, who is only just behind them.
Only just, that's what it is. You battle too hard, you lose too much time in these cars.
Yes, you do.
Here comes Hamburg though. Is he going to dart down the inside? He does not. Lee Nell locking up again.
Can't believe them tyres any good to keep locking up like that.
Definitely not, as Technofriller leaves the session. Now that's possibly the slipstream disappearing.
Up the inside? No, we're
not. No, not yet. DRS on both cars, but he's having a look still. He's still there, not alongside, so any move there would have been difficult. Smelly Badger though, is he close enough on Ollie P? He has a look, he does not make the move though as we go back on board with Hamburg. Blood and Sands getting a 3-second penalty. Hamburg, oh, he's all over the back of that McLaren. Salva on McLaren.
This battling has allowed the Force India to creep right up. Was 1.5 seconds, is now 3/10 behind them. So he too will have DRS.
It sliced him in half. And AJ, so Hamburg's got to defend from behind him. Lee Nell has got to defend from behind him. This is insane battling.
This is
As
good.
AJ, ooh, a little bit of lag off AJ's
there,
car
yes.
there. Quite a laggy lobby tonight.
Back
Not
up to
sure
the
why.
leaders is 1.7 now. We've brought that down. It was 2.5 the last time I looked.
Definitely was, as Lee now makes a massive mistake, and Humbug saying, thank you, I'll take that position. Sauber passing McLaren, something we're more used to be seeing in 2018 versus the 2017 game, holding around the outside as Lee now. He doesn't make it stick, coming through traction, and AJ passes him down the inside, or tries to at least. Is he going to be able to hold it round the outside? He does not. He has a look though. He's had to lift off though, because Lee's so slow through this sector. Lee, tiny lock up on the front right, stop, penalty there as I put my teeth back in. Lee now, oh AJ, oh matey boy, you hung him out to dry there. Can't finish a sentence in this race here. So here we go, I believe that we've just lost connection with Zippo for a brief amount of time as he tends to his beautiful son. 6-month-old baby. Just you know, if anyone wants it for sale, I'm not allowed to put it up there. But here we go, on board with Humbug. He's looking to pass Alan Kay. He's made a tad of a mistake, and that's opened it up straight for AJ. AJ only 5 tenths behind. Keeping an eye on the leaders though. I'm not sure what's happening, but it's sort of stabilised at around 2 seconds, 1.92 seconds. So Lee now's been dropped a little bit. Hello, welcome back. Is your little baby that I attempted to sell on stream okay?
Yeah, he's fine. You can try and sell a 7-year-old though. I don't mind that one.
Okay, so Humbug trying to pass Alan Kay. Alan Kay pulling to the inside very early, pulling one of Humbug's own tricks against him. Oh, it's a very audacious move. Little bit of a mistake though. Alan Kay going too deep. Is Humbug going to pull it in now and go all the way around him?
Oh,
he's
AJ's
trying.
joining the party behind as well.
Definitely has. As AJ got, is
there.
AJ? Oh, and that's a move. I believe a chunk of lag, yes, but Humbug should really hand back that position in my eyes as he overtook off track. Lots of lag coming off AJ's car.
Yeah, there is. I wonder if that's because we're both streaming.
It might be, it might not be. We see lag around in this game seems to be king and murdering. But
he now has pitted. So
he now has pitted now.
Pit stop.
It is the second pit stop, and with 11 laps to go, he will definitely make it to the end of his super soft tyres. As Weed Nation follows him in. Right, AJ now wanting to pass Alan Kay. Going off onto the actual broadcast camera for once, as I've been on T-Cam for a while. See something other than the driver's helmet. Ollie P passing Weed Nation in the pits as we look for an opening for AJ. Don't know what happened there. No damage on his front wing though. Alan Kay struggling all over the place.
He's really struggling on them softs.
He definitely is trying to get a good look round.
Rattled from the fact there was 2 cars bearing down on him. Maybe doesn't cope very well with pressure.
Look at that, AJ looking. I don't know what's happening on this screen right now. There's a lot of lag. But AJ falls down the inside.
Into 7th.
Now it could be that AJ's lagging so badly that all the cars are struggling to see what he's doing. Or it might just be AJ's connection to me. Who knows?
Now, looking at GP Hamilton, he's dropping back again. Honey Badger is closing. Now, are those super softs going to take him to the end? I think he's blown them tyres too soon.
Just gone that one there. Has Hamilton made a mistake with his test on can the super softs go to the end? On board though with my replacement in the Haas, Carlos, he's having a bit of a recovery drive. He can still get points. He's got 2 points in his eyes from wanting to take that away from Mays, but first he has to get through Smelly Badger in the Williams. They're flying away though because of Slipstream and DRS. Smelly Badger pulls the inside, has a look to try and unsettle Mays, but he makes a mistake and missing his braking point or something. Because Carlos is looking to pass. He's still just half a second behind as Alan Kay gets a multiple warnings, 3-second penalty. This race could go down to penalties at this rate. So, Carlos still looking at the back end of that Williams. He wants to get past him. The gap, as I said before, has just pretty much as... Oh, sorry, no need to talk there. Because here comes Smelly Badger down the inside of Mays. Brilliant move into the semi-hairpin there. Now, is he going to have a good enough run to stay ahead of him with DRS? Tell you what, who's going to have the best run though? It's Carlos, who I've just missed. Here comes Carlos now. He definitely has. He pulls to the outside. Can he get 2? Is he greedy enough for 2? He goes for 1. That is good enough for him. He's got points as of this moment. Carlos has got some serious speed in that house, more than I ever had. He suits that Ferrari engine more than me. But will he be able to pass? Hamilton gains a second
time penalty. This could be crucial towards the end.
Definitely is. That could just spell it, unless Marquez gets a penalty too, as Carlos cuts the corner a tad as someone pits ahead of Carlos. Pits too. Alan Kay and Carlos into pits. These should be for ultra soft tyres if they have a pair left.
So the interesting thing now is if Hamilton pits again, he's got to go. He'll go on the ultra soft, so he'll have the faster tyre to the end. So he's probably going to come out.
Oh, Carlos stopping for a penalty. Oh, that's his stop-go penalty there served, and he's going to be fuming under that helmet. But he can still get points out of this. I think if Reed Nation and the Red Bull, I think that was of Blood and Sands making a little bit of contact there. I was just looking at the leader times. I think if Hamilton pits now, we'll come out in around 4th or 5th.
4th place, yeah, that's what I'm thinking. 4th or 5th,
yeah.
He's not
so he will not have. I don't know. It's going to be a difficult call. He's got to. I think he's going to have to try and hold it out and hope that. Wow, Carlos! No, Carlos! That was an aggressive move there on Blood and Sands, and that was not on, mate. You can't try and force someone through. There was no gap there. You can't create the gap either. How unfortunate. I know you're frustrated from that stop-go penalty, but please try and keep it as clean as possible. Right, don't mind rant. Anyway, back on board with AJ.
I've just gone on board with Carlos. He's closing on Blood and Sands, up the inside of Blood and Sands. Very late on the braking, round and move has been done.
Brilliant move there. From what we can understand, you'll have to pop over and have a look at our dear friend Zippo's stream if you so dear to see that move. As Mays once again pits, so maybe they didn't fix his front wing. Or did he not pit? No, he didn't pit before.
No, he didn't pit. It was Alan Kay and Carlos who pitted the lap before. AJ 7/10 behind Humbug, closing very quickly through the
race. It's heating up as Alan Kay having a look at. Yeah, it definitely is not over. Now 3 seconds away from the lead is Hamilton. Now Hamilton, if he stabilises, he might just think, okay, second's enough for me today, because I've got this penalty. I'm not going to get past him at this rate. Unless Marquez gets a 6-second penalty, then I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to. It can't get interesting. I think Marquez might have just had this one, unless there's a major issue later on.
Carlos 3-second time penalty. Just talking of penalties, something that would be helpful for spectators for the new game. In the detail for spectator menu, the penalties. How many penalties do they have? You know, a total in seconds. Instead of having to go into
could be good, like a plus 3 seconds or something.
Yeah, you know.
Okay, gonna have to interrupt you though, as Alan Kay looking at Ollie P, wanted to take points away from the man who was on the podium last time I was here. He does not make a move yet.
Hamilton, has he made a mistake? 3.3 seconds now.
Now, has he made a mistake, or is his tyres going off?
He was lapping Blood and Sand, so maybe he was held up very slightly behind the black back marker. But he has lost a lot of time to Marquez now. 3.7.
Definitely has. Alan Kay once again. It's close behind Ollie P. Now we're talking about the lead as if it's going to change right now, but it could change if the steward deems that weaving was unacceptable, as I have done.
Yes, earlier on from Marquez down the DRS straight. That is very possible.
Definitely has. Now on board with Alan Kay. Is he going to chuck it up the inside as Carlos? Whoa!
Oh, that was
We Nation stop go penalty for speeding in the pit lane. But what happened there? Did Ollie P brake a little bit too early for his liking?
Weed Nation's now retired.
Yeah, pit lane, so that's absolutely legal. Back on board with Alan Kay. Wanted to get points out of this race. Seems to be struggling. He had a look. Didn't choose to take it though.
AJ still behind Humbug. 2.2 tenths.
He's had a look, but he's not enough now.
He's getting ever closer to the back of that Sauber though.
Definitely is same as the Toro Rosso is looking at the back of that Ferrari. Can the Ferrari hold off and get points against the Toro Rosso? Sector 1 and 2, we have a yellow flag. Nothing interesting, no, as we don't see any driver in pain, so it may have just been a spinner.
I think it was Hamilton that may have spun. It's now 4.1 seconds behind. I think those tyres have had it.
Unfortunate there for Hamilton. He's got a penalty, so unless Marquez is deemed to have been overweaving on that pit straight, as I deemed it to be, but I'm not a steward, then the steward will, then he could, and at this point, Marquez is going to win this Grand Prix with, what, we got 8 laps to go? Not 8 laps to go, 6 laps to go?
Yeah, 6 laps to go.
6 or 7 laps to go.
It has gone
right, Alan Kay finally sick of that Ferrari. He's going to have a look. He's had a Daniel Ricciardo dive bomb, and it's worked beautifully.
But Ollie
look
P
at
is
that.
Fighting back. Ollie P is not giving up on that position just yet.
But you're going to have to. You can't go too wide through these S's. You're going to have to stay with him if you want to, Mr. Ferrari. Do it for, what's his name, Sergio, who unfortunately passed away today at the age of 66.
He did,
a shame that he died today. He was taught that he was lined up to be taking Charles Leclerc into that Ferrari early.
Yes,
now there's talk that Fernando Alonso will be taking that Ferrari back.
I have heard that today. Yes. How true
now,
that
it's
will
all
be,
interesting. No, I don't know how true it'll be, and I don't know how much Fernando will be, because I don't think he'll still be in F1 come next season.
AJ up the inside of AJ, and there is contact.
That
AJ is now giving place back.
Brilliant from AJ there. So that might have been that AJ chucked it down the inside too aggressively.
Yeah, a little bit late on the brakes there.
Marquez has a penalty.
Marquez, that has just made it all a little bit more interesting up the top now.
Now,
however, 4.7 seconds
Hamilton was able to, if Hamilton was able to get in front of him, he could win this race now, barring any steward's decisions. I don't think there's anything that I've seen that's against GP1 Hamilton gaining any advantages. Lead Nation finally leaves the session after struggling in this race. Sad to see the reserve ending. That's why there are these 2 reserves, and right now one of them's in the points in 7th, the other one's fighting for the points in 11th. But he's dropping back. I don't think his tyres are just young enough to take that pain.
Once again, AJ on the back of Humbug, going a little bit wide there. Will still have DRS though, and Hamilton's still dropping off quite quickly.
Definitely is. I believe those soft tyres have just had enough of this race. Ali now gaining another time penalty, so that could just move him into unfortunate territory of being in 10th position or possibly in 11th come the end of the race, barring any steward's removal of penalties, which can still be done. Remember to take those into the stewards if you believe that you've been hard done by the game, which is not, which is not common. It's not an uncommon thing. As AJ cuts that corner a little bit, I think that game didn't really gain an advantage. Not really. Not that I saw. I'll have to look back at the tape there. Force India, that beautiful pink Force India, not as vibrant as this year's one. Whoa, has a look. Few bits of lag there in this lobby. How unfortunate that such a brilliant race could be affected by lag. Gonna go on board with Humbug. Is he gonna try a Daniel Ricciardo dive bomb? He looks at it. He's darting around like Tracer in Overwatch. A little bit of contact there. Who's ahead? It's still Humbug. Humbug still ahead. Oh, big slam, big body contact.
That was a bit of a contact there.
That was though, I will put down to lag.
Contact? Yeah, that was. I
think I'm going to put that one down to lag, because Humbug, I don't think he knew exactly where AJ was.
No,
I don't think AJ knew where Humbug was. Oh, look at that, big fighting. What is that?
That is awful lag there.
That is absolutely horrendous for AJ.
Another 3-second time penalty from Carlos there.
As unfortunate as Alan Kay gets another one as well. So these drivers
And
all
so does
struggling
Blood and
as Carlos
Sand.
is actually pushing hard though. Tell you what, I think AJ is going to be in a spot of bother come the steward's decisions, as he has been lagging like crazy. He may have caused a few more incidents that we have not seen. But those incidents between Humbug and him, oh, it's not brilliant for him. And a little bit of lag off Ollie P as well. It might just have been my connection to him, not too sure.
I am wondering if it is our connections.
Yeah, but at the same time, it could be the connection is entirely to everyone else, because we're not getting much off Hamilton or anything.
Talking to Hamilton, 5.6 seconds off now. Now, he started on ultra softs, did he not?
Oh, I couldn't tell you, mate, as here comes Carlos. He's having a look round the outside. He does not make a move round the outside, as Ollie P gets a time penalty again. So, this could be, some of these drivers could be nearing disqualification if they're not careful. Now, Blood and Sands, I believe, no, sorry, Mays is in the fight now. He wants a slice of this cake as he's entering the party. Not too far back is Carlos. He pulls to the inside. He has a look. He's passed him. No contact from what I can see.
No,
2 by 2 coming
back
into the S's. But Ollie P not
want to be 2
letting
by 2
that position go.
S-bends. Very sensible from
2 by 2
there.
right through here. It switches so quickly you can't tell who's ahead and who's behind. Gonna go on board with Mays now. Mays in 13th position. These guys fighting for pure pride, not for a wow. What happened there?
Carlos loses the back end as well.
Mays having a Daniel Ricciardo look in Max Verstappen's car. Be careful on that one, as Carlos, please look after my car. I mean my old car. So he's lining up a move now on the Ferrari. Can Carlos finally make the move? He pulls to the outside. Is Mays going to have a look as well? Mays chooses not to, as Carlos passes for 11th position.
He'll be on the charge now towards Alan Kay. 4.2 seconds with 2 laps to go.
He can do this. So if you could do me a favour and just have a look at Marquez. So when Marquez crosses the line for the final lap as Ollie P. Traction claiming its first victim that we have seen. That was drastic there.
So Marquez is on the first DRS straight at the moment.
That means Marquez is nowhere near starting his final lap of this race, which is brilliant for us, as we still got a few more laps to go racing here in the US of A. Now, Mays in the Red Bull is not happy that he's out of the points, so he's wanted now to get past Carlos. He's wanted to get past Alan Kay in the sister team's Toro Rosso. So the Austrian car aiming to get past the Italian car in 10th. But to get past the Italian car, as he gets another penalty, he's got to pass the American car. But the other Italian car of Ollie P is coming up behind him.
Marquez just started his penultimate lap with a little bit of lag there as he crossed the line.
That is brilliant to know. So, oh, Mays! Mays is out!
Oh, what happened there? That is a hard hit.
I have no idea. I'm looking back at my replay now. Contact between him and... oh, wow. Contact between him and Carlos. Now, I think that will go straight to the stewards. Luckily, I have my phone open so I could see the replay there.
I'm glad you do, because I missed that completely.
Insane.
Who's at fault there, then?
I don't know. From what I saw, it looked like Carlos just pulled to the inside, pulled to the outside, not knowing that Mays was there. Big side pod glitch. Big side pod glitch there. So, Alan Kay looking to pass Lee Nell, who is looking to stay ahead of Carlos to hopefully get points. Alan Kay looking to double his points tally from going from 1 to 2, looking at the back of that McLaren. Honda engine versus Renault engine. These two swapped in 2018, not swapped yet. So here we go, looking at the move. No, he does not. Honda still being king in the back of that McLaren. They seem to always have a straight line speed, as Ollie P now closes in on Carlos. Lee now getting another time penalty. That might have just sealed his deal. He may have just dropped out of the top 10, unfortunately for him.
Round in the final corner to start the final lap of this race.
That's Hamilton. There's Marquez now. Marquez is going to comfortably win this race unless he makes a mistake. Let's drop down though
very
to
close
10th
to
place. He definitely is now. He's got the faster tyres. Oh, kissing that rear tyre, back end, sliding back into position. Luckily, these cars seem to be well behaved. DRS open on the Toro Rosso. Look at Lee now, straight line speed though. Little bit of gains from Alan Kay, but no slipstream involved. That seems. Whoa! Alan Kay missing his braking point dramatically. And Lee now only has to hold on for one more lap as Carlos and Ollie P resume their battle, aiming for just pride now, or possibly points due to penalties. Not sure.
On the first DRS straight.
I'm going to keep my cursor on Marquez. Don't think there's a closer battle on now. So,
no, there's not.
unless we see a closer battle, we're going to go on board with VSR Marquez, who has controlled this race from lap 1. Hamilton, who, going to have to drop down though. No point doing an anecdote as Alan Kay is close, but not close enough right now. So, Marquez finally going through traction for the final time. Sauber back on the top step of the podium, barring any stewards' investigations, as I believe there just may be. Here comes.
Corner.
He definitely does on the penultimate corner now. He's coming round. Smelly Badger retired second with a 3-second penalty. Marquez pulls to the outside of the track, crashes his car as he always does, and he wins in USA. Hamilton comes home in second to crash his car as well into the back. He's not happy with Marquez. Honey Badger a respectable third on those soft tyres.
Yeah,
Sector 3, there's an issue. No issue there though. As he finishes in third place, he's happy. Everyone's happy.
Corner. To come home and
we'll have a look now as Fletcher Boy gets a time penalty. I don't think he's going to finish yet, as Blood and Sands has already finished due to being a lap down. Now, the Hammer falls back down to 10th place. Can Linnell hold out and just get 9th place on the track, barring penalties? It's going to be very close. Linnell's tyres obviously struggling against the faster ultra soft tyres on the Toro Rosso. Who is quicker? Toro Rosso or McLaren coming on to the final sector of the race. Who's going to be brave enough? It's going to be close. It goes around the outside, but Alan Kay takes it. Alan Kay just takes it.
P9, yes.
Look at that ending right there, side by side.
Ollie P very close.
Linnell drops down a little bit lower, but our race winner is VSR Marquez.
Ollie P got P10 after that.
He did, due to penalties. So let's have a look at the podium right now. Let's have a look at the podium as I'm going to open the chat as well. There's a few different engines on this, a Mercedes, a Renault, and it's missing his wheel. But anyway, Odems, TS Odems / VSR Marquez takes the win here in USA ahead of GP1 Hamilton, who tried his hardest but just couldn't stay close enough. And Honey Badger just happened to be
wrong strategy call there from GP Hamilton, I believe.
Yeah, he picked the wrong time. So here we go. Let's run through the grid order as it stands at the end of the race. VSR Marquez takes the gold home for Sauber, barring a steward's investigation. Hamilton in second and Honey Badger in third, picking up the last 2 podium positions. Fletcher Boy in fourth, the Gort in fifth. AJ unfortunately not completing his tally of staying ahead of his qualifying positions in 6th. 7th was Humbug. 8th was Smelly Badger, the Williams teammate. 9th was Alan Kay, and rounding out the points was Ollie P. Linnell, unfortunately, with penalties, was not able to keep his points position due to having 18 seconds of penalties. But Carlos, with 28, it was 23 even, was not a threat. Blood and Sands rounding out our final finishing position, a lap down, unfortunately for him, in 13th. Then we have a few drivers who have left, and SFR Chopper, who unfortunately decided that the race wasn't for him today.
Indeed, very, very good race. Indeed, I thoroughly enjoyed doing that.
It definitely was. Right. So let's get our top 3 in here. I believe that, let me just remind myself who the top 3 are.
Marquez,
it's Hamilton, Marquez, and
Honey Badger.
So, I apologise for the screen going blue. Let's find them. Honey Badger. VSR Marquez needs to be found. TSO Dims, no. VSR Marquez. And I don't believe I have GP1 Hamilton on my friends list, which is a pain, as I'll have to do it another way. So, just bear with me as I type in GP1 Hamilton's name.
I believe you can do it from the spectator screen if you'd like me to do it.
1 second, I've got him now. There we go. Inviting. So that's our top 3 coming in to the commentary box. Hopefully they'll join us this week, and we can have a good conversation with them and see what will happen. We'll just sit here and wait to see if anybody will join us. I must say thank you to Zippo, who only knew that he was driving this race, commentating at this topsy-turvy Grand Prix a few hours before when I asked him and begged him to come and join me.
It was quite a beg, wasn't it? But I thoroughly enjoyed being here.
See, you made me kiss his boots.
I would definitely do it again. And here we have Hamilton.
Yes, we have the top 2 in here. Is Honey Badger going to join us? Just a question for these 2 gentlemen who are already in here. Have you make sure your microphones are set to share?
Yep.
That's always
Alright,
good
that's
to
1.
hear.
Yeah, I think.
Okay. So, I don't think Honey Badger will be joining us tonight. So what we'll do, we'll start with Hamilton. Now, just talk us through qualifying first, Hamilton, and then we'll get on to the big subject of we lost Noah. Oh, no, Honey Badger has joined us. So just take us through qualifying first, Hamilton.
Yeah, qualifying, I knew it's going to be difficult to beat these 2 guys, Odens and Noek. I almost beat Noek, but I knew Noek was capable to do more, like 32-2. So I was looking forward to the race. I think 3rd was the maximum today in qualifying.
So how were your emotions when Noah disconnected?
Well, part of me was sad because I feel for Noek. He has such a good pace here. But
Yeah,
the other
he has a good
part
pace anywhere, doesn't he?
Yeah. Especially here, he was so fast. Did few practices with him, and he was insanely fast. But you know, I tried my best to get the win. I'm tired of getting second all the way, always.
So your strategy, was it always to go from ultra soft to super softs?
Yes, the plan was always to pit I think Odins was struggling on the ultras.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So when he pitted around lap 9, I saw him took the soft, so I was happy because I knew that the super are better, and I have such a good tire wear. But I was at the end disappointed because Odom had such fast pace on the soft. I didn't forecast it, if you know. So yeah, 2nd place. It's okay. Still waiting for my first win.
But do you think you can get your first win at Mexico next week?
Well, you have to be sure. I will do my best. To be honest, I like Mexico. It's a track I like. It's a track I struggle, especially in Sector 3. So I'm looking. I'm going to do my best there. Hopefully.
I struggle in
Okay,
Sector
so-
3 as well. It's a horrible last couple of corners.
It's a horrible track.
it's a horrible track.
We're getting opinions on Mexico already, and we're still in USA. Oh, it's like being in Pop-Six. Anyway, congratulations on your 2nd place, Hamilton, and well done for a brilliant race today.
Thank you.
So we're just going to move on to 3rd place, Honey Badger. If Marquez, you don't mind waiting just for a few minutes as we ask Honey Badger, where did that come from?
Well, yeah. In qualifying, I ruined my 3rd lap, or my timing at least, on my last run. I was like 2 seconds too late, so I couldn't do a second run. Really disappointed about that, but still got fourth in qualifying. So, but like in the first stint, I tried to push, but then after a few laps, I saw I really didn't have the pace to match those two guys, especially with Noak out. So in the second stint, I was just not pushing that much, but I wouldn't have the pace to beat them anyway.
So all in all, are you happy with it being a third place, another podium to add to your tally?
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, it was a very boring race because I didn't see like any other car than a left car and my teammate. So
yeah, we saw that move. Was that team orders or was that Smelly deciding you're quicker anyway? Just go ahead.
Yeah, no, not really team orders. He just he didn't fit yet. So.
Oh. They decided to make the move anyway. So coming on to Mexico next week, you're excited, you're fearful, do you think you can get a win?
I like the track, I like driving there, but I don't know what my pace is compared to the other guys. So I don't really know.
So you're just going to take it as it comes next week?
Yeah.
Alright.
Definitely hope for some rain again, but unfortunately it didn't happen today.
No, it possibly could have happened.
It would have happened in the first
original
race,
lobby.
yes.
Yeah, I would have thought
after. Don't know what happened there. Definitely didn't involve me. What do you want about? So, what are we doing? Oh yes, podium interviews. I'm all over the place today.
It's alright.
So, are you thinking you can improve your podium position, your championship position coming into the final stages of this season, honey?
I guess I need to. I mean, I don't even know where I am.
That makes two of us.
Well,
I think I'm like 6th or something.
Yeah, well, congratulations on being a 6th in the championship and still getting podiums, because, you know, I didn't even get one podium and I was still last. So, congratulations on 3rd place, mate, and hopefully we'll see you on the top step soon.
I'd love that.
But not before me.
Hamilton wanting to take his first position there.
He does want it.
So let's move on to Marquez, whipping between 2 and 4 wheels this time. What happened, mate? You've disappeared. Normally you disappear.
Yeah, I think it's just been a complete staple of my driving. Every single league race I do, my first stint is terrible, and my second stint is much better. And it was the same again today. Hamilton, he was just all over the back of me. Like, I was driving as fast as I could. I wasn't like trying to conserve or anything. I was driving as fast as I possibly could without spitting. But, you know, I just couldn't shake him. So, pit lap 9 for softs. And yeah, after that it was just sweat to the end.
Do you think you could have done anything better in this race?
I should have avoided that penalty. My penalty was a bit annoying. I wish I didn't get that penalty.
And
But, yeah.
anything else? Just a penalty?
No, that's it. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with my drive today. Felt good, nice and consistent.
So your heart must have absolutely gone through the roof and out your helmet when you saw the words "Noak has disconnected."
Oh, I was gutted.
Honestly speaking, I wasn't actually like happy about it because, you know, I know how it feels to just disconnect before a race like that or disconnect at any time. So like I wouldn't wish that on anyone, and I'm actually like I would have liked a good scrap with Noak. I mean, it's not like I'm in the championship that much anyway, so. You know, I would have liked.
I think you can still get 2nd place in the championship if you have a good last run.
Yeah, I could. I'm still mathematically in the championship hunt as well, but like, you know, it's not possible. And yeah, if I was in no extras, I would be really upset. So I can't say I'm happy about it.
What a time
It's
to
not.
disconnect as well. I mean, what was it? 30
Yeah,
seconds
that's the worst
before the end
possible
of
time.
qualifying. Yeah, it's got to be heartbreaking.
And the
Poor
thing is,
Noak.
I did like I put 2 laps of fuel in my car for the last 2 runs, the end of qualifying. If I had nailed my first run, I wouldn't have done a second run, and I would have actually been able to invite him again. But I messed up my first run, so while I got the message that he wants an invite back into the session, I was in the middle of qualifying lap, so I couldn't do it. So, It's really unfortunate.
Oh, it's unfortunate how the coin landed today, and Noak not able to even fight to keep his championship hopes alive. Luckily, though, he should still be in it, as Joshua Fletcher didn't have a brilliant race. We didn't see much of him. It seemed that he struggled in this race. So, Marquez, the big question. You say you hate Mexico. Are you going to win
I
that?
do, yes. I'm gonna win by 20 seconds, yes.
Very optimistic.
There we go, folks. You heard it here first. Marquez will be winning next week. Okay, so we had to say thank you and good night to our 3 podium sitters. The winner, Marquez, second place. What's your name? Hamilton. And third place, Honey Badger. I'm very tired.
Remember names is hard, isn't it?
Who are you again? Alright, so what a brilliant race from all 3 of them, and hopefully you enjoyed our commentary between me, and once again thank you Zippo, who turned up to
Thank you
save
for
my
inviting
backside
me.
from terrible pain. So we've had a little bit of an extra long stream due to the restart, and I'm very tired and I need a drink. So I think the best thing to do is to sign off, and hopefully we'll see Zippo return to Speedball Racing commentary in the future if
I
we need
definitely
help.
won't be racing as I'm nowhere near fast enough.
Definitely not. We've got oh, you're in the same set as me. We're terrible at racing, but we're brilliant at talking.
Oh well, yeah.
Next week, hopefully Peter will be rejoining me. I want to find out where he's been, and I will ask him on stream, has he brought me a present? So, Mexico will be next week. Hopefully the stream will be on at 25 minutes past 8 on Wednesday next week. That is UK time. For everyone else who is foreign, work it out. I'm not smart enough to. But still, again, thank you for joining us, and good night, everyone.
Good night, everyone. Well done, you 3.
Good night.
Thanks,
Thanks.
mate.
I like how you said work it out if you're foreign, and see if there's like one other time zone, and there's not like a billion more.
Yeah. I think I may have just caught that at the end. Oh, my fucking nose is fucking horrible. Oh, it's too hot. Where's my big fan? The stream off? Yeah, the stream is off.